Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la carte. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la carte. Thank you so much for joining me today. So again, I have a fun little project for us. I'm going to be making some little crowns to give to children when I go to a public library for an event, but it's a Renaissance kind of festival event. So I thought, well, let's think of something that we can make to give away. And so I came up with this crown idea. All right, shouldn't be too hard. Just a lot of twisting and putting together kind of stuff. So I've got everything from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to use some of this green tubing. We've got some pipe cleaners to make the base. Then we have some curly ribbon, both in yellow, and then a shiny for gold. And that will give us that different look down there. Just something fun, right? Hangs down the child's back, and you know, they just sort of helps them with make-believe kind of thing. All right, so let's get everything opened up, cut apart, and we'll start doing our assembling. All right, we've got a bajillion pieces cut. They're about 18 inches long, the strips. When I cut the tubing, so all I did was take it out of the packaging, measure out a length, cut it. But this likes to fray, right? So just to prevent that and help that end product look a little nicer, I'm just putting a little simple knot at the end of the tubing. Pull it pretty tight. It's just a simple little knot. Do that to both ends. And I've got plenty more to cut, but I wanted to have somewhere I could just sort of assembly line and go. So the first place that I started with these was the base. And so what I did is I took and I paired up 3 pipe cleaners, which will actually be 6 because to go around a child's head, you need 2 links. So I'm going to go here, here, and here. And I just give it one little twist up here. And then I make it go flat. And then I twist it this way. That will get me my length, right? And I want to twist it and help those ends to bury inside that chenille. So again, it's just a little twist, separate them, and then twist them this way. And I'm just trying to get twice that length. That's why it's more likely to fit on any child's head. And then what I do is I pair it. Let me see what I did. Yeah, just one. So I'm gonna, these are for the tail, so let's cut some that will be about 22 inches long. So we'll cut several of those. Those will not need tied on the ends. Let's go ahead and tie these so that we don't mix up our sizes. Let me see. To the end, I'm going to take my longest one and just twist around there. Take the other one, go again the other direction, and I will go ahead and cut off this excess. So next time I will cut it an inch shorter. All right, so this is what it looks like, right? So then you're just going to take it and kind of weave it around each other just a little bit, just a twist. Again, it has that wire and those chenille stems, so that kind of helps. So you end up with something like this. Okay, and then I want green to be kind of predominant, so I'm taking one, cut it in half, and this will cover the ends of my pipe cleaners. This is going to have a lot down on the end, so a lot will be covering it, but here at the front, I don't want anything that'll like poke a child. So this is what I came up with down here where it is together, right in there. So it's usually right opposite of that. Just going to take this, and it just sort of adds a little feature to the front. And again, when I get to that end, I'm burying it inside the fuzziness. Something like that. And then back here, this is not so much for protection, but to secure it. All right, something like that. And then I'm going to attach the little tails. So it's 3 of these. You can put however many you want. That's just what I chose to do. And I'm going to go over where these ends are, and then one in the middle. So that's kind of on purpose. So I'm going to make a loop, and I'll bring the 2 tails through, and then I'm going to make it super tight. And I have one on the middle and one on the frame itself, and that will just sort of help to just cover that. And I'm going to pull it super tight. Okay, something like that. Again, make that loop, pull the 2 ends through, and then get this where you want it placed and pull it super tight. All right, one last one. All right, so now we have those. Kind of wild looking. Oh. So now we'll start adding some color in here. And I found it's easier to curl it before you put it on the crown. So I'm going to have a total of 6 of these. So I'm going to go ahead, and I do with my scissors closed to create a loose curl. And then I'm going to open the scissors up, static. I'm not going to pull real hard, but I do want, see the difference between that curl and that curl? And the difference is whether your scissors are open or not. So I'll do 3 like this. And I do try to pull them and help them to relax just a little bit. And you can make it even a tighter curl by pulling it even harder. But that's not quite what I'm looking for. And see how I lifted up on my scissors right there at the end? It's okay. Go back. You can add it to the end. Okay, so there's our 6 yellow. And then we're going to have, let's see how many gold would we put. 1, 2, 3 golds. And these both scissor closed, loose curl. Mufasa is opening the door. He wants to know who I'm talking to. All right. There we go. It's almost assembling time. There we go. So, we have this. 2, 3. So what I've been doing is going in between where this is at and then in between. So what that does is that helps lock those in, because they do try to get loose on you if you don't. So it doesn't matter tight or loose. It's just for variety. And you can even do it even, but I like to take it offset just a little bit. That way we have short ones and long ones. So I'll do 2 like that, and then the third one of each set, I'll do it halfway. And that's just for interest. So see how I went between those 2 and put that little curly ribbon in there. And it was something like that. All right, so we'll take this. Again, I'm going to offset it just a little bit. I'm going to put it on the outside. I'm going between these 2. Same kind of technique. Pull those ends up through the loop and then cinch it down. Tighten it as tight as you can. All right. And so that's in between those 2. That's going to hold those. These don't like to hold the knot. So going between those will help hold this knot. Give it a tight pull. And now I'm going to go up through there so that it helps hold that knot in place. Now, I have been able to break this curly ribbon, so you do have to be careful how tight you're pulling that. Let's put this over here, make it a little easier to see. So that's where we're at so far. 3 green, 3 yellow. I'm going to add 3 more yellow. And again, I'm going to relax that curl. And the way I do is I just take my thumb. I want it to be more than that, but a little less than this. So something like that. So now I'm going to go in between. I think I only did 5 because what I did is, again, I went in between. So we just have one ready for next time. So again, I'm going to loosen this curl up just a little bit. Just with the back of my nail, taking it. All right, it's easier to do it when it's not on the base. So I want more than the back of the scissors gives me, but I want the length, right? So I'm trying to get varying levels, lengths. I should say lengths, not levels. Okay, so here, get it together, pull it tight. So now we have the 2 gold. I like that curl just the way it is. I'm going to stagger them, so that means not end to end. It'll be uneven because what I do is I put them on these last 2 that I just put to help lock those little knots in place. So it just gives a more fuller look. So again, I'm going to pull my little pieces together, pull it. And those are more like paper than the curly ribbons, so they tend to hold that knot a little bit better. So look how full that is. Got one more, and we're going to come to this one here. So essentially all of them will have a double something, right? Whether it's curly ribbon, this metallic, or the green tubing. And again, we're going to do this. I said 3, but I meant 2 of this. So I'll make sure those numbers are in the description. Because essentially what I'm doing is I'm alternating and then putting that second one on top just to hold the knot in place. So it looks something like that. So I go green on the outside, green in the middle. And then I do the first yellow in between each of those greens. And then with the last 2, I go in between the green tubings. And then I take the gold foil ribbon and I go in between those yellows that are in between the greens. If that makes sense. We'll do it again. I'm going to make 20 of these things, so I'll be able to show you a few. And it's just staggering, like every other one. And that just helps create this bulk, but it's like this. And if I want it to be a little bit longer, I could always come in and, you know, just take my fingernail. But I kind of like it like that. It hangs just below that green. It's just a pretty little fun something for a child who may be attending this Renaissance festival at a public library. How about that? All right.
right. Woo, we're down to our last two. How exciting. Okay, so I've tweaked the process along the way, which is normal. I still am using 3 doubles, same color, twisted in the middle, just twist, twist, try to get as flat as possible. I do put a knot in the ones that are hanging down, but the ones that are going here across the actual base, I am not putting a knot in. It just adds to bulk when I do, so that was something. And then I'm not putting them exactly at the very tip top. Right, I'm going to pull them back just a little bit. That helps with bulk also. And I'm going to spread them out because they are going to match up with each different color on those pipe cleaners. So pull it back a little bit, and then I'm taking one pipe cleaner and I'm going to twist, twist. And so I went that way. So now I want to take this one and go this direction. Again, I'm just trying to secure the green, and so it's a much smaller little bulky spot to cope with. And then just proceed with the braiding like I was doing before. Take it to where I think I have a couple twist links in that pipe cleaner. So I'm right about there. So then I pull all the greens to the center, pull that short pipe cleaner to the center, take the super long one, twist, 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 right? No knots anymore. That just made for, and they go the opposite direction with the next longer length. And then just cut off that extra green. Not much waste. So I like it, not much waste. I don't like the waste, so that's good. And so then I have this. It's kind of pretty. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to go over and just make a real loose kind of connection there. And then the pipe cleaner, I saved one green because I want that green to be predominant. I'm going to cut it in half, and this is how I'll actually secure this end together. And I'm just going to wind it around just like this. And then I'll take this side, come over here, and it'll be something like that. And then I'll take the other half, come the opposite side, and that's generally where those connections are, like when I like where these would be, right, where I connected the two pipe cleaners. So then I'll use this pipe cleaner to just cover up any, like I don't feel any rough, so this is really just going to be decoration on this one. But if you feel that little rough area, the end of these things, I don't want it to poke a child. And plus it just adds a little decoration here to the top front. Try to cover everything up, especially on this front one. The back one's not as important because you're going to have all this curly ribbon. But here, just to have a little decoration that sets on the forehead, right? Right there. So something like that. Very lightweight, even with the curly ribbon on there, very lightweight. Well, here are our crowns. They're all done. My fingers are tired, but that's okay. I think it's going to be a fun little addition to our little Renaissance Fair table tomorrow. So how about that? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like it, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting!